video, we're going to take a look at how to fit jeans and all of the things that we can do to jeans. We can take in the waist. We can actually replace this metal tack here and pound in a new one. We can replace the zipper fly. And then we can do a lot to adjust the fit of the leg, either on the outseam and inseam and through the crotch area. Finally, we can take up the hem by keeping the original hem, which is very popular on jeans, or just cutting and turning. So let's take a look at the waist first. When we're fitting the waist, we want to take in through the center back seam here. So we're going to be removing this belt loop in the actual alteration. And to show the customer what their options are, we're really just going to pinch, just like that. Now, there's a lot of fabric here and a lot of stitching. So the truth is, you won't be able to jam a pin through there. We want to take our chalk and make marks while asking the customer, is that comfortable? How does that feel? Is that tightness good? Now, you're standing behind them, the mirror is in front of them, and allow them to move a little and say, yeah, I think I like that. So you see I'm pinching from the center back, and I'm going to mark with my chalk exactly where I'm holding that material out. And we'll go just to above this yoke seam here, and any other markings we need to make, we can remark this area when she takes this pant off. And that's it. So we're going to take in through here, and we actually are going to reset the belt loop and all of the stitching in here to make this a nice, tighter, comfortable fit. Now, let's take a look at the legs. Next, we're going to take a look at tapering the leg, or the width of the pant leg. So here, I like to begin from the bottom. I'm going to feel how much extra material I have and gauge what I think would be a good place to start. So I'm going to pinch a little bit amount out and ask the customer, how does that look? Is that kind of is that where you're headed? And they'll give us some indication of, yeah, I'm looking for more of a skinny look. I'm going to pin up as far as I can. I feel that it starts to get tight here around the calf, which is common. So I don't want to take out too much, keeping in mind that where we pin this is exactly where we're going to sew it. So if it does feel a little too tight now for the customer, then it is too tight, and we want to make sure that we get this right now. Now, we can pin up as far as around the knee, which I can feel through the pant, or the lower thigh, but above that, if anything needs to be taken in through the crotch area, we will pin or mark that after the customer has taken off the garment. Now, if they'd also like to take a look at the outer seam, maybe around the hip area, here, the only complication we have are these studs. We cannot remove or alter around these studs. They are permanently punched in there. So we're going to begin below the pocket if the hip needs to be taken in. Taking in the hip here, because the inseam only comes up to the crotch, it gives us an option to tighten up any wrinkles that might be occurring here in the crotch. So this is a common alteration because it gives a nice tight fit around the backside and here around the crotch. So we can pin, again, beginning close to the pocket or wherever the customer prefers. They'll pinch them out and show you what they think needs to be taken in. And keeping in mind that we don't want it to be too tight, we want it to be comfortable because this is exactly where the seam is going to go. Great. Finally, let's take a look at the hem. So the hem is a matter of preference. We're just going to flip that extra material up and ask the customer where they would like it to sit. Have them walk around, move around a little, and even have a seat so that they can see where that hem will sit. And then we'll just throw a pin in at the back to hold it in place. And we'll measure all the way around when the garment is being altered to make sure that an equal amount is being taken off the bottom. Now with the jeans, people will often request an original hem, meaning they want to keep this aged look that came on the jean. To do that, we're actually going to flip this amount underneath and keep that original hem on there. So we can keep that original hem while still shortening the jean.